Peace fam, what's good? I am D. You are at Divination with D. Please don't mind me right now because I'm trying to get ready for work, but I gotta put some nails on these hands. But I wanted to get on here and I can't stand the shape of these nails. I gotta cut them. I wanted to get on here and share a little something with you guys when it comes to spirituality, spiritual growth, and just things dealing with spirit in general. This is, I don't know, it kind of came to me because I know that, like, when you are a spiritual practitioner of any kind, we have to know how to protect ourselves from different energies. And I feel like the more I become in tune with my ancestors, they just keep on leading me to more information and more knowledge to help me, increasing my awareness. And that is stuff that I want to share with you guys. I don't know how bright that light is. It's probably glaring off of my glasses, but sorry. So just a thing, and this is one of those things, like when it comes to protecting yourself from spiritual attacks, how you can know that you may be experiencing some form of a spiritual attack. Because I think that a lot of times people can just kind of think that it's anything. Oh, this is happening, so I know that I'm under a spiritual attack. That's happening. Like, you don't want to blame every last thing on a spiritual attack, because sometimes it's just you having to reap the consequences of your own actions. Period. Like, what's an example I can use? Wow, I am trying not to be preoccupied with doing my nails, but I got to get out of here. Let me think. Okay. So, say, I don't know if that's going to be a good example. Alright, here we go. Say you end up doing some foul stuff. You take something from somebody. Okay? And now you have something of yours taken. Actions of your own consequences. It's like the universe is balancing the scales. Or like you would say, if somebody cheats on someone, they're not faithful, then they end up getting with someone and they get cheated on. Because they cheated on someone in the past, and now you expect to have this decent relationship, but you cheated. So it's like it's coming back to you. Balancing of the scales. But as a practitioner of, does that match? As a practitioner of spiritual stuff, you really do kind of want to take heed to different things and making sure that you are protecting your energy. So one of the ways that you can kind of tell, because there are specific ways of telling that you are like under some kind of spiritual attack. One of those ways is if you ever get that feeling like you are being watched. Have you ever just had that feeling that you're being watched? Flies just start coming around for no reason. Or like literally say if you're the kind of person that always has your curtains open, your blinds open or whatever, and now for some reason you just get this eerie feeling like somebody is out there looking at you, or around you, like watching you, and you've never had that feeling before, but you keep on getting that feeling. You could be under some kind of spiritual attack, especially if you notice that it happens in specific places. So it may not happen all the time or consistently, but it happens maybe at a specific time or a specific place. Maybe it could happen, say when you go to a specific place in your house. Maybe like in, I'll say in the basement, even though that's kind of, say like when you are just in the hallway, going in the hallway to go to the bathroom. And every time you do, you just get this weird feeling like you're being watched. That's one. Then another is feeling like you are being followed. That's the worst. Feeling like you're being followed. Especially when like that feeling that you get when, say, you're out somewhere and you feel like you're being watched and you turn around and someone's looking dead in your face. Like that. No one is there. You can turn around. No one is there. But you got this feeling that you are being watched. That's crooked as I don't know what. Pay attention to what happens. And like I said, certain areas where you go, you might get that feeling. That one's messed up. Another one. When the things that you wear for protection, like I wear this, my obsidian. Say the items that you wear for protection, even if you wear something like on your wrist, say like, a lot of people tend to wear evil eye stuff now. Say you wear stuff like that and it starts to feel heavy. It's getting filled up with negative energy, or rings. Those things are absorbing the negative energy. So say they start to particularly begin to feel heavy. That is one of the signs that you can tell that you may be under some kind of spiritual attack, like someone is sending you, specifically sending you some negative energy that is being absorbed with your stuff. I already said one in combination with when you feel like you're being followed. But like I said, if you feel like it's happening when you're in a specific place, you can feel like that. And then another is, and this actually was happening to me recently, unexplained issues with your electronics. It ain't got nothing to do with retrograde, okay? I kept on trying to do something, upload a video, and when I tell you my phone kept fucking up, my computer kept fucking up, I'm like, God damn it, this is not normal. Like, you know what is normal behavior or normal occurrences opposed to what's not, and when something really just feels off. Okay, that definitely can be the sign of spiritual attack. So you want to definitely make sure that the things that you use for protection, you're keeping them clean. You want to lighten them up. You know, occasionally I do clean my stuff. This and other things that I wear. You want to clean them with some Florida water. Possibly even rub them down with some holy water if you guys have that. If you are someone who venerates your ancestors, one of the biggest ways to protect yourself or have protection is making sure that that connection that you have with your ancestors is strong, and that you are maintaining a clean and working altar. You can tell. How can you tell? You can tell that your altar is working well by subtle indications of certain things, like, well, one, if you don't know how to, maybe I'll do a video on that altar, setting up an altar. I should do that after this. If you have an altar and you have water should be always, you should have water, and it's not for the ancestors to drink. No. Understand the reason why you have that water there is because it is just like copper running through a line for something. It is a conduit. You need a conduit that will offer that ability to go, it's like the bridge that goes from one place to another, from the spirit world to the physical world. And so you do want to make sure that it's always clean, though. But that is the avenue in which spirit is able to reach you. So you want to have water on your altar. And so one of the ways that you can tell, if spirit is there, the ancestors are there, and again, I apologize, y'all, because I'm trying to get my nails done before I leave out of here for work. My time is limited. Is having those bubbles. There should be bubbles that occur in your water, and this comes through communication. Your ancestors letting you know that they're there. So it's like you light those, and please, when I say this, I mean it. Be reverent, be respectful. I have really, really learned a lot and picked up a lot since within the last month of moving to another place. Spirit has really let me shed light on a lot and opening up my eyes to a lot of things. And communication with my ancestors has gotten a lot clearer. But when you are spending that time with ancestors, they will let you know through communication. The bubbles in your water will be a clear sign and indication that they are there. I know for a while before where I was kind of sharing altar space with the person I was staying with, and it was not good. I would stress to say that the ancestors were not very pleased. Because they're your ancestors, or your specific personal ancestors. And the space that you use, I'm not even going to go into that. I'll go into that when I do a talk on the altars. But the bubbles in the water, there should be bubbles in the water that will indicate that things are moving well. Even when you light your candle, flickering is a sign of communication between you and the ancestors of things, being right. They're going to use that as a way to be able to communicate with you. Do I want to use this color? I think I'll use that color. So, and that kind of goes into, my thing with candle reading, and also being able to read the flame, because candle work involves a whole lot, a little bit of pyromancy, which is reading the flame, reading the fire, knowing and understanding what it means. But one of the things that definitely happens is you may see a lot of flickering when the ancestors are there. You may even hear some popping. And that is definitely a clear sign that you need to pay attention to. Your ancestors are trying to holler at you, speak to you, get your attention. So if you're, it's just like any place. You want to keep your altar clean, because you don't want to, I don't know, some of you may not care about where you live and having an unclean place. But the ancestors say, for the most part, you want to keep that area clean. But again, what I was trying to say is that your ancestors are going to be one of your biggest defenses when it comes to any type of spiritual attack. They're going to be there for you because they know you best. They're the closest to you before you go reaching out to any deities. I know that a lot of people like to get into all these different energies, entities, without even really knowing or understanding who they are, how they operate. You just hear about them, doing certain functions, and all of a sudden you want to throw them up on your altar like they're supposed to do this work for you, And even when it comes to the ancestors, this is a reciprocated thing here, relationship. You do something for the ancestors and keeping everything together with them, and they offer you protection. Now, it's one of those kind of things where you want to make sure that the space is just clean. Okay? Because like I said, they are your first line of defense. You also want to not feed into negative energy, meaning you don't want to start speaking to these entities, telling them to leave, unless you are strong enough to deal with them. Now, this is something that I was shown is not a good practice to do. Although, sorry y'all, I really got to get these done. Although this was something that I seen practiced by my grandmother, but I actually have been enlightened that this is really not the way that you need to be doing things, that it is not the kind of practice that you want to involve yourself in. Don't communicate to these energies, because all you are actually doing is feeding them and adding to their life. It's like the more you focus on them, and especially by speaking to them, the more life you actually give them. And so you don't even want to acknowledge them. You just want to do the things that you need to do to keep your space free of negative energy. And go from there. Speak positive, speak love. There is, I can't think of it offhand, but there is a Bible verse that you can use for peace and happiness in your home. But a all-purpose Bible verse is the 23rd Psalms, and I wonder why my grandmother used to say it so much. If you don't know it, you can look it up online. And this is one that covers all things, especially when it comes to spiritual attacks. Because there is a part in, there is a part in the Psalm where it says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, because thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me." So that is what you want to focus on, the fact that you are protected. Okay? Not, like I said, speaking to these entities, and they are entities, because the more something is spoken into, the more life it is given. And, you know, let's just not try to sit up here and act like we Ghostbusters when we're not. Act with act with a little bit of common sense. It's like some things that apply, or I won't even say some, but things that apply in the physical world also apply in the spiritual world. If you are not accustomed to going out here and hunting down killers, thinking that you're going to take them out, I would advise that you do not. Again, I would advise that you do not do this same thing with spirit. They will fuck you up. You just may not realize the manner in which they will do it, but you will not be happy, I tell you, okay? You can, if you are feeling some type of way, also cleanse your space. Make sure that you cleanse your space regularly, but not to the point where you are doing it so much that you keep away the good spirits like your ancestors, okay? Because understand, everything is energy, and these entities definitely carry a certain kind of energy with them. Can I cut this? Damn. So yeah. Also make sure that you are cleansing yourself regularly, because things can attach themselves to you, and so you really want to make sure that you are protecting yourself. Do some protective work, carry some kind of spray with you that will cleanse you of negative energy. Watch who you are around, because these energies like to jump on people, meaning if you don't take stock in what it is that who you are around, you don't know what kind of energies you could be inviting to tag along with you. And I said this in a previous video. I remember how my grandmother did not like everyone to come to her house. She would not invite everyone in, and she did regular house cleanings of the energy spiritually with the spirits, because she knew, people come in, we go in and out as kids, her own children, herself, her husband, friends, and you don't know what other things have attached themselves to them. Her kids would have friends over. You don't know what energies are attached to them. So she would do these regular house cleanings. And I remember her doing this stuff literally from the time that I was a little girl. Little girl. I mean, like, really little. Like 4 and 5 years old, I remember. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I could say. No, I guess that's it. Cleanse your stuff. Just make sure that you are good. But that's just, a few examples of how you could tell if you are under some kind of spiritual attack. Stay tuned, and I have to tell you what you can do to make sure that you are clean and clear if you do feel like you are under some kind of specific spiritual attack. But as for right now, I need to hurry up and get these nails shaped, take care of a couple more things, and talk about the altar. So I will bid you guys adieu. Peace, fam. I am D. You're at Divination with D. And I'm out.